Hello there and welcome back to Byzantium. Last time we declared war on the Ottomans and we also flinged a big screw you to the Portuguese, Spanish, French mega blob, I guess. But even so, we ended up victorious thanks to the carefully chosen casus belli of Holy War. But yeah, it wasn't carefully chosen. We simply ended up with it randomly. But even so, it worked out better than I expected, and we actually made the Portuguese pay us some money for that. But the real issue here now is that we will have to declare war most likely pretty damn soon on the Ottomans as soon as we're out of this I don't know, situation or so. So that will be a little bit interesting, but for the time being we'll be focusing on bettering our tech, getting ourselves a little bit better. I think I cannot do this mission, Tarnovo. Isn't that over here? Let's go ahead and build that star fort. But yeah, as I was saying, with this next time we can actually declare war on... I can actually declare a colonial war to take these provinces, which is kind of funny. But that might actually go for it, we'll have to see. But yeah, that actually kind of hilarious now that they have Syria and Persia, Ethiopia too. I guess that is a coalition? No. But yeah, I will be going after Trebizond too, so I think I should actually start fabricating some claims in their territories as well. So the goal here will be next war, to take Karaman, Dulkadir, and that's basically it, because those are the two that I'm missing that are Turkish-Greek provinces. But I'll probably also try to take some of these, most likely Abkhazia and Imereti, simply because of the fact that I can take them with a colonial war, casus belli, and I can also then start fabricating claim on Trebizond itself. So that should help out quite a lot as well. But as you can see now, we still have to... Well, that's not good. The English in the coalition against me. Austria too, wow. So yeah, I might actually have to wait for the coalition to die out. That'll actually take a decade before we go for another war against them. That could be a worst case scenario. But yeah, we'll have to think a little bit about that. I also have to rebuild my navy, so I also need roads now I think about it. So, well, things could have been looking better. But yeah, I'll have to see. If I might actually have to wait for this coalition to die out. The Austrians will of course manage their 40,000 men plus everything else they have thanks to the inheritance of Lithuania. That'll cause me heap loads of trouble, but the fact that I get into a war with Austria is potentially a very good move, because then I can potentially force them to give up the how should I put it, the grip they have now on the whole Roman Empire. So we'll have to consider that. We'll have to see if it's actually a viable strategy or not. And if it is, we might actually go ahead and make the move. So, but for now, I'll allow my armies to regain their manpower, and then we'll most likely consider it again once we close to the end of the truce. So, until then, I guess. As you can see, we've upgraded our admin tech level 20, which gives me an absolute monarchy and republican dictatorship. Doesn't actually matter. I am, as you might know, an empire, so I can't change from it, at least not manually. What I will be doing, however, is make my heir into a general, because there is no real reason to have an heir that's that bad. So hopefully he'll die in battle. But yeah, with that said, I will be continuing this quest of mine. I'm a little bit unsure now how it will go when I declare war on the Ottomans, when the Austrians and the English joins in. So I might actually have to I'll try and rectify that some way. So what I will be doing here is improving relations with these guys. Hope to have them basically leave the coalition. Anyone else here who's actually posing a danger? No, just Austria and England. So hopefully I can have them leave. But of course they will not be able to leave before, let's see, Nogai, Syria, Jampur and Golconda. Shouldn't actually be an issue at all. So yeah, I'll go ahead and accept that one. But as I was saying, the English, the Brits, everyone, they can't actually leave before or leave the coalition before after the time of wow. The first thing I did was to wander into my lands. But even so, we should have better or good enough forces to send them home, as it were. But as it was, yeah, they actually decided to run pretty much straight away. But yeah, that wasn't really the point here. I'm pretty sure the Muscovites will actually deal with this themselves, so I don't actually have to do that much. But even so, hopefully I can have them Austria and England leave the coalition pretty soon, or once the 5-year limit is up. If not, I will be in a little bit of trouble. So we'll see how that actually plays out. But for now, I'll just sit by while these guys wage war. We'll see how it turns out. Military tech upgrade to level 26 light infantry companies, which gives me an increase in line morale by a whole point. Also combat with increased by 2 white, blue, and red coated infantry, along with Frederikian infantry, which is quite good. As you can see, the other ones actually had, or most of them had, Atlantic 26, so it's me that is currently catching up. And apparently I might actually have to upgrade them straight away, so we'll wait till the end of the month and then we'll choose our new units. Apparently I'm far over my force limits now, so I think I need to get a force limits guy. Well, that went a little bit too far, so it seems I need to get myself a force limits guy to rectify that. Once again, when I press space, it still jumps 1 or 2 days, which is kind of annoying. Target practice, a couple of rebels should be fine. Let's see here. You guys can go and deal with them. You guys can go and help out. And I'll place the other ones, or this army in this province then. We'll simply do a little skip there. But yeah, the new units needs to be chosen. And there we are in a favorable. Let's see. I think we'll actually go for the redcoats. It seems they are the most, or the ones who are most balanced. Well, I actually have no idea. I think we'll actually go for blue coats, just because I want to. Yep, we'll go for the blue coats. But yeah, we're also getting pretty close to getting the course done. So all in all, we'll still be sitting and waiting. I also need to save up some money and see if I can find a guy that actually boosts my force limits, because as it now, I'm losing quite a lot of money simply by having too many troops. So I might actually have to have one army stand down. We'll have to see. I've also started or ordered the building of the fleet, or a new fleet that'll allow me to take Rhodos. So we'll see how that plays out. But for now, as you know, the main priority is to get Austria out of this coalition, along with England. So even if I end up declaring war on them, it should be fine. They're allied with. They don't actually have very strong allies except for the unions, so it should be fine to simply prepare for war further down the line. I might actually place 100,000 troops in this area and simply create a, I don't know how to put it, a border, a bulk, basically a place where they cannot pass. And the best way to do that would be to have them waiting in Lombardia or some place around there, but it will be difficult to find out, so we'll consider it once we actually get to the point that we can actually start getting into position of well, declaring war and such. So we'll see how it plays out. As you can see here, the truce with the Ottomans have already expired, but if I were to declare war now, it would bring in Persia, Ethiopia, England and Austria, and with this little cash, it's not real I don't really have a reason to declare war. And also I would even so wait till the calls are done, because then I would get rid of any potential rebels and I can also start converting them. But even so, we will most likely get Portugal involved in our next war against the Ottomans, as things are currently standing. It's basically, I don't think there's a way around it, not as things are now. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer, try to get England and everyone out of that damn coalition, and then we will be trying or getting ourselves into another war against the Ottomans, against Trebizond, against basically everyone who has the provinces that we need. As far as I know, there are 5 of them. This one, Naxos, Rhodos, Karaman, and also Dulkadir. That is, as far as I know, the provinces that we're missing, and it should be gotten within 2 or 3 more wars. So we'll see how it turns out. Admin Tech 21 has been reached with land clearance, which gives some boost to production efficiencies, which is quite good. When it comes to the Trebizond problem, as I would like to call it, I could potentially solve it by declaring war on Ukraine, but there is a very little, or not just a very little, a very big problem with that, and that is guaranteed by Muscovy until June 1749. I don't get why they've actually gone ahead and guaranteed them, probably to make Poland not attack, but even so, if I could just get into war with Ukraine, and there is some ways to do it, and that is Denmark or Bohemia. Denmark is, of course, the one who would be preferable in that case. But even so, it's not really viable option, so to speak. Bohemia is not really viable either. I have them as a ally, and I like them fairly good. But on that note, it's still something that has to be solved, and I'm not completely sure on how I would go ahead and solve something like that. So we'll have to do a little bit more thinking, a little bit more. Basically, hope that Trebizond gets allied with someone else, potentially even Syria, Genoa, Savoy. Basically, hope that they get their alliance from somewhere else, or they change from a rivalry attitude. Because if they do, then I can, well, get myself into war with them some other way. But I'm not going to fight pretty much Muscovy or anyone else who's rather big, because that'll hurt me more than it'll help me. So we'll have to do some consideration there and try and figure out what we'll actually or how we'll actually go ahead and pull this off. So for now, that is basically what I will be focusing on, and we'll have to see how we'll go ahead and sort that out. So I'll just be fixing my armies, getting them to, well, the size that I want to, and then we'll see how this actually turns out. Well, time for a little update, I guess. As you can see, the coalition now is just Ottomans, Austria, and Trebizond. But the Muscovites have stopped guaranteeing these guys. Instead, they decided to become their ally. And such, I could potentially use this to my advantage in one manner, and that is if I can get Trebizond out of that out of the coalition, then I can declare war on the Ottomans, drag in the Muscovites, then declare war on Ukraine, and thus drag in Trebizond afterwards. So I think I'll actually stay peaceful for a while, at least until Austria is out of the coalition. I'm trying to bribe people, keep them happy with me and so forth, but it's hard work, so we'll see if I can actually keep things going as of now. I still don't get why people who almost have more troops than me feel threatened by me. That is kind of weird. And also, I've been doing a little bit of changing on my alliances, as you can see here. I'm currently allied with England, Poland, Bohemia, Münster, Württemberg, and Muscovy. In other words, I have taken or removed the Palatinate as an ally and put in England instead. And also, as you can see, we're closing in on the time where I will be leaving the Holy Roman Empire, because, well, there is no use in me staying if it's actually formed, and potentially I should leave now simply because of the fact that if I do not, I will end up with or Austria will still gain claims for anything, but once they actually form the Holy Roman Empire, they will have claims to a little bit too much. But I'm a little bit unsure on how the power, how can I put it, how the power gap will be once the Austrians actually have formed the Holy Roman Empire, because we have Portugal, Holy Roman Empire, England, Sweden, possibly Denmark, Muscovy, myself. So basically, it will be a little bit weird. I'm allied with England, Poland, Muscovy, Bohemia. I'll lose them as an ally. So potentially, I have no idea if Portugal will actually change them. And as you can see, they do have some very weird rivals. Me, Mali. England is an enemy, but still they fancy an enemy, but still they won't actually pick them as a rival. So yeah, that's probably also the reason why they're allied with the Ottomans, is the fact that they're an rival of mine. That's probably actually when I think about why they're allied with them. But yeah, as you can see, I also had picked these two as my rivals myself in order to try and help these guys feel a little bit better about me and end this. So it might potentially be 6 years now of simply me sitting and doing nothing, because, well, I have no grand plans here. I simply want to secure the lands I need, nothing more than that really. Because once I realized that I only needed this, things weren't on the grand scale that I've had before anymore. So we'll simply see if I can regain what I started with. Tripoli here is of course a target, so we'll have to see what I actually end up warring or not warring. But in this case, the Ottomans are definitely still a valid target, and I think I'll actually start moving these guys to Europe and prepare for the fact that I'll probably end up in a war with people up here soon. So hopefully we can hold them in this area then. So I'll just prepare and we'll see what we'll do. Time for some more diplomacy tech. In this case, heavy frigates has been unlocked, which is level 23, and that gives me some further colonial range, which is useless. The heavy frigate themselves will probably not be built for a while, because, well, I am currently saving up money, preparing for warfare and all that, but there's really no reason for me to have them. And unfortunately, I still haven't got that land maintenance. No, not the land maintenance. The guy that gives me the bigger force limits, he hasn't appeared. But there is one way around this, and that is by building some buildings that increases taxes like temples and a constable, I think. But that doesn't really matter right now. What matters is to get myself ready for war against the Ottomans, to try and get Austria out of this damn coalition, and otherwise just, well, make things peaceful again. As you can see here, the aggressive expansion will disappear next year, and I think they'll end or change their attitude then. At least I hope so. We're not a rival or anything, so I can understand if they were threatened, but even so, it's kind of weird that they're still outraged. But I'll wait for the tick, and then we'll see what happens. And it will probably be the last thing I'll be doing in this episode. But even so, we have been securing our place more or less, our position. So we'll have to see if these guys decide to change their feelings further down the line. But for now, they feel I'm hell itself. Let's see here. The Declaration of Indulgence. No, we do not want to do that one. We do not want to do that one either. So, yeah. Next time we'll probably end up in another war with the Ottomans, with Portugal. Hopefully I can drag Trebizond in some way or another. Hopefully I can get both Austria and Trebizond out of the coalition. That would actually be quite great. In Trebizond's case, I might actually have to wait 5 years, but I'll probably not make any moves until Austria is out anyways, because they will definitely be leader here, and then I'll lose England, I'll lose Poland. Might even lose more than that. So we'll have to see what we'll actually do. I'm a little bit unsure how the coalition system actually works when it comes to calling in allies. But that is something we'll have to worry about next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. And I'll see you around next time. Bye.